In Wisconsin, the stories start before sunrise. They start in a deer stand, in a duck blind, on the front deck of a bass boat. Welcome to the Flippin' Sticks and Throwin' Lead podcast. With your hosts, Eric Tasker and former Major League pitcher Paul Wagner, this is everything outdoors. Hunting, fishing, conservation. The wins, the misses, and the memories that stick with you for a lifetime. Out here, you earn your stories, and we're here to tell them.
All right, Mr. Wagner, we're kind of hodgepodging this setup today, but at first we were going to do this at the stadium. Then you're like, you know what? Let's just do it at your house. I'll just stop there quick while I'm on my way. So I'm like, oh yeah, sure, not a problem. I'll just throw everything together. It really doesn't take long to set up. And then all of a sudden I'm like working on a couple things. I'm like trying to clean up some videos. My dad calls me and it's like, hey, we got to talk about deer season. I'm like, shit, Wags just texted me saying he's on his way. I got to get this set up. So it's fine. We're ready to roll. We're up and running, and we're back in the Tasker studio here. But we've got this little hodgepodge, like dinner table that we're rocking our mics off of. So anytime that we move it, we have to be conscious that everything doesn't fall over.
I got up to take a look at something that you're going to mention in a little while, and I almost took a digger.
Yeah.
Maybe not because of the obstacle course we have or we've created for ourselves, but the fact that we rolled into town this morning at about 8 a.m. 8 a.m. we rolled in, and it was I'm going to tell you what, that's a long bus ride. And don't get me wrong, and I know I'm getting old.
Because where are you coming from?
So this trip was Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
It was your final destination?
No, that was the first.
Okay.
Then we went to Kansas City.
Okay.
And then we went to Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay.
And then we came in last night from Fargo. And it's a 7:00 game in Fargo. We're like, okay, usually 2.5 hours.
Right.
We end up winning so bad that the game went so long.
Oh, I mean, good.
But
then you're just thinking, you're looking at your watch saying, I'd really like to be on the bus right now. And here we are, we're in the 7th inning.
We only need one run to win. And we got like 16 extras. I go, can we just say, Uncle? What about the no-run rule,
man.
mercy rule? So, yeah, we rolled into town. So, yeah, so thank you for letting me do this. We were going to do it, like you said, at the stadium, but I thought maybe this will be quicker, easier.
Yeah.
Guys will be coming in.
Less in and out.
And the timing is so, it is, like you said, it's so scrambled right now that it would be kind of confusing. So
sure,
we do have that as an option. We will be there sometime this year, but it's just been a long night and day. And then I come down to your basement and it's nice and cool. And good thing you came down here and talked, because you might have found me in this corner of this couch,
snuggled up. This is a weighted blanket, so you would have been.
I would have been out.
Yeah,
I would have been out.
Well, welcome back, man. I mean, when we talked earlier, we kind of figured out our plan. You're like, it's been 2 weeks. It feels like a lifetime. I mean, I was not a turkey killer when you left, and now you come back, and I'm a changed man.
Crazy.
Yeah. So you had mentioned that, so I got a chance to finally show you the fan and everything. It's down in the basement here because it's nice and cool and dry. So we've got probably another 2 weeks at minimum for that to just dry out. And so I've been just checking the borax and making sure that, if it gets clumpy in any way, shape, or form, just to replace it, swap it out, clean up anything that I need to clean up with it, and just kind of roll with it. And as the time kind of moves on, we'll be closer and closer. I've got the mount already.
Yeah, so tell me about that. I don't have one of those. And you said I've got it.
It's a 2-piece, so it's like a half circle on the top, obviously, where you put the mount, and then the front plate that attaches to it is like, I don't know if it's an arrowhead shape or whatever it is.
You're going to attach the beard.
And I think you put both pieces. I haven't even taken it out of the packaging yet.
Gotcha.
But I think what you do is when you put the 2 pieces together, there's screws to it. It tightens around the fan and the beard to hold it in place. So, and then there's a little spot on the bottom, say like 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock on the arrowhead, where you can put your spurs.
Okay.
So
interesting. I looking forward to seeing it. I want to see how it turns out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, so am I. And then it was funny, we kind of had the conversation. I said, well, yeah, now I just need to figure out somewhere to put it down here. And your response was, yeah, that's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem.
I'm like, yeah, no, it is a good problem to have. It's nice to be in this position. I'm not sure what I would do with 2 birds in a season. So I'll take one. We'll figure it out. And then, because when we actually bought the house at the landing in the basement, the previous owners had, I don't know if it was 3 or 4 turkey fans along that wall.
Where you have the dogs?
Where the dogs' pictures are.
Gotcha.
So we might have to do some rearranging a little bit with that, but you know what? We'll figure it out. And as we continue to harvest animals, we'll find new places. Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll just have to, we'll have to do something down here. So it's funny you say that. How many times have we talked about, man, first of all, we've got to take a bunch of deer this fall.
Right.
Because it's an overwhelming amount. And it's so funny. So I said, I was kind of scrambling to get everything together. My dad called me. I talked to him for, 10, 15 minutes. And one of the things that he said to me this morning was, well, this year, I'm light on hot sticks, and like, we'll have to, like, I'm going to give him some that I have here. He's like, you know what, Eric, this year I'm shooting 2 deer. I'm shooting a buck and I'm shooting a doe. And I was like, where are you going to put it? I said, I hope you're buying another freezer too, because if you shoot big size deer, we don't have room for it. So maybe just something to think about, Papa Mel. You got to have a place to put them if you shoot them. So either buy another chest freezer or start working through everything that you got. And, but you know what? That's the exciting part about it.
It's funny you say that, because I didn't tell you this before I left on that trip.
Uh-oh.
I picked up a chest freezer. I didn't plug it in yet, but I got one. So
you got one.
Yeah. It was
because I know what's
in
the future, and you've got room to have another chest.
And I'm a sucker for, and I'm not saying this was the situation with this one, but if, like, let's just say it's a $500 object,
right?
Okay? And they put a sale sign on it. And they say, for sale, $500. And then they jack up the original price. Let's just say
$9.99. It's actually a 50% deal. It doesn't matter.
So my mind,
it's on sale. What a great deal this is. What a great deal this is.
Hey, dummy, if you had came 2 weeks ago, you still would have paid $500 for it. But now that it's a sale, I wouldn't,
because it's not a sale.
And it didn't say sale.
Yeah.
So now I think I'm getting a deal.
That's
and that's how I kind of react sometimes.
Yeah.
So, idiot.
Yeah.
Idiot.
I love going into stores as we start getting into the fall. I love going into stores because, like, I've seen it time and time again. Maybe not every year, but you see it online, you see it in stores, where like a Home Depot or a Menards will, in front of their chest freezers, they will have like pictures of deer, and it'll be like 1 deer freezer, 2 deer freezer, 4 deer freezer, 8 deer freezer. And it's like this monster 10-foot long chest freezer, like the one you've got, that big one. But I don't know. I mean, that's the stuff that we get to think about now, because turkey season is officially over in the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say we had a great season. We both had a lot of fun, and boy, I remember specifically saying this and posting the clip that said, I love chasing turkeys. I almost love chasing turkeys more than deer.
I do remember you
saying
that. And
2 weeks later, I texted you and said, I take back anything I ever said nice about turkeys. I hate them, and I never want to hunt turkeys again. And then I quit. I gave up. And then all of a sudden, the cameras were just going berserk. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just give it one more go.
And so, like,
then we ride out on a high note. I mean, that's how fast it changes.
And now the season, now you look back at your season and you're like, it was damn good season.
It was really good.
I mean, we went out, we didn't get it. You didn't get it. You didn't see it. We couldn't figure it out. But the final goal was achieved.
Yes.
So
yeah.
The
for
hunt.
both of us.
It was the hunt.
Yeah.
It was the hunt. And we always say that. Do you want to be the guy that shoots the bird on day 1, 15 minutes when they jump out of the roost the first day? Or do you want to have stories about, oh, man, we couldn't find him here. Then we had to go here. It's a 2-man property. We can't get the right camera. We can't see this.
Right.
You know what? There's so much to be said about the whole hunt and the journey itself. And the journey is always a success when you harvest an animal at the end of it.
Right. Right. And I think the time that I would take that opening morning harvest is you either are going to work your ass off for 2-3 weeks and you may or may not shoot a bird, or you shoot one opening morning. I'll take that every time, because I'd rather know for sure that I'm ending the season with the tag filled. You know,
if you didn't have the bonus tag,
right,
would you be happy that first morning when me and you went? Would you be happy shooting? Well, now that you have a bird,
right?
Now that you have a bird, next year, let's just say next year, we get 2 seasons. We go that first. And you only, let's say you miss it, you have to go to a graduation party, or you have to go to a wedding, or you have something going on, and you only get that 1 season.
Yeah.
You want to shoot one right away?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. But I think if I would look back on just our first season that we shared together, that period B, I would say that was a success purely for the fact that I was able to get in close on birds, like kind of close on birds. We were able to kind of figure out some of the patterns. I mean, I think personally I learned a lot in just that first season.
Yeah, yeah.
As much as it was a disappointment to shoot twice and not kill a bird, I still felt like, okay, I think I'm at a point now where I've messed up enough times that I just need another chance. And I think that I'll be able to make it happen. I would have to sit with that for a year.
Right.
But at the same time, I would be able to look back on that and say, okay, I think I've kind of done everything that I need to do to be successful the next opportunity that I get. I just have to wait a year for that opportunity to come.
And it's easy to say that because both of us, regardless, that first season, we would have shot.
Right.
I'm not saying, so I can't say I wouldn't shoot or I wouldn't harvest it. I'm going to tell you this, that I'm not upset. I'm not upset that I don't get, because I know we have the time to do it. I can't tell you, that first time I see Tasker, I'm not shooting that first time.
And then it walks out in front of you and
I'm
bang,
I'm gonna shoot it. I mean, so I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying I don't mind. I don't mind it. I just like it. I don't want things to end.
Right.
You're young. You're so young. You're 40 now.
Right.
I'm old, man. I want this great time to last forever. Like, I wish we had turkey season for 8 weeks, 10 weeks. So we could get all these things. But you know, I just like being outside. So I don't want it to end. But again, that Tom walks out that first day. I would have.
You would have. You would have shot at it. You would have shot at it for sure.
And it probably wouldn't be me. It's my hand, my finger.
Yeah.
I shoot a lot.
Yeah. And that's exactly why we call it the Flippin' Sticks and Throwing Lead podcast, is because we're not afraid to do it. You can always buy more boxes of ammo.
Yeah.
You can always replenish the stock. And now I have like 9 different cartridges that but I think I finally settled on one that works. And like I said, I mean, I don't know that was a true testament to choke and load combo, because it was like inside of 20 yards. So boy, I'd really have a problem if we had missed on that one. But
well, the good news is now that you have the Carlson choke, you have the loads that the Carlson loads, I think. So that is technically your turkey gun.
Right.
And we are having another foundation gun raffle.
Right.
So maybe you can donate again.
Maybe
and
luck
so
strikes
now you'll have your turkey gun. Like I haven't found my turkey gun yet, but you'll have a turkey gun, and then you'll have a waterfowl gun.
A waterfowl gun. Yeah.
Outstanding.
But that's the nice thing now for all of us, is that, you know, whether it's we're getting excited to go fishing, I mean, I see every time I drive through town, there's got to be 50 people out there fishing, which is great. I mean, the weather's been beautiful for it. We can start thinking about what kind of maintenance things need to happen at the Wagner Ranch, and we can start getting some of that stuff knocked out. I know one of your big things for this year was, just off of the barn, not really into the property. You wanted to have that shorter ladder stand hung at, like 12 feet so that you could shoot, just very casually shoot, not have to worry about actually going into the property at all. Yeah. So that's a big thing that's checked off. But otherwise now it's kind of game planning. When is planting season? When do we get out there and till the plots up, and just doing some of that stuff, because let's be serious.
Yeah. I
mean, I think we're both whitetail people at heart.
Right. Exactly.
So that can now become the focus, but yeah, and that's where we've got the next 3 months,
right,
that we can really figure it out before that September 15th or whatever date.
Right. And we've seen fawns. We've seen them on the cameras so far. So we know that. I'll go out there and I'll cut the food plots right now. It's weird how they grow. Same with, we talked about this. I don't know if you remember this, but my yard. So the property's a little bit larger. So when the yard man comes or whatever, he says, "Hey, you want me to spray for weeds?" I go, "Yeah, can you give me a quote?" And he goes, like $750,000. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not going to do it. So
I could actually just buy a new house for that.
Right.
So no thanks.
So I'm like, the dandelions, they come up, but the weeds last for, now this burn off right now.
Yeah.
Now they'll be gone. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. It does look bad. It is hard. And when you try to cut them, they're so young and they're rubbery. So the blades don't cut them really good and stuff, but that goes away. And then it starts lighting up. Same thing with the food plots. The weeds will come up a little bit. I cut them one time, and then the clover will take over it. Sure. It's weird. I don't go necessarily 6 to 8 inches. Like, I don't remember who we had on as a guest was saying it. I'll go a little bit lower.
Okay.
I try to cut that weed off, especially if it's an invasive weed.
Sure.
And then that way the clover can take off. And then we'll wait till, I like to plant in August. You know that. So I'll spray a couple times, and then I'll mow that real down to kill it. So that'll be end of July. And hopefully, we get a good sunshine and get it done and get it taken care of. And then we get some rain.
Yeah. And the opposite of the sunshine, which there's no shortage of right now, is how dry everything is.
Right.
And it's not like we're really in drought conditions, but it's barren out there. I mean, I've had to water the last couple days because I'm starting to get the burn off as well. Kind of frustrated because relying on weather at the beginning, I think it was the beginning of last week. So we're now like 2 weeks removed from me going out there. I did some tree fertilizer, and I just did like some kind of weed and feed. Cause we were starting to get like really bad, like dandelions and crabgrasses and stuff like that. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is perfect. The next few days, like 3 of the next 4 days, we're supposed to get some good rain. I'm going to just go out there, get all this weed and feed and everything out there. It'll soak up, and nothing. So then my grass starts to burn off because I've got weed and feed that's just eating away at it. And, so I've just been kind of watering the last couple days, but that I think will be more and more prevalent as we start to get into some of those later, like that July, August, when it's just so brutal hot. But here we are. I mean, we were like, all right, we just got to get through turkey season. We just got to get through this. We just got to get through that.
Yep.
And now here we are. Our summer opens up for some of us who are not traveling constantly to be able to do some of that other stuff. So whenever that time comes, we'll have to get together. We'll shoot some cool video and some drone stuff and kind of get some of that stuff done and kind of share the story as it unfolds and just kind of figure out what are we going to do and how do we do that.
And we always get the food plots to look very, very pristine. I mean, when they're tilled up and they're clean, they look good.
Yeah.
They look good. And then we see where we lack the knowledge or the ability to grow completely because then the edges don't grow and stuff. But when we first till that over, we kill it and we till it. it looks really, really good, and it's very, very promising every year. So maybe this year it rolls into something. We'll follow it. We'll do it. But when I'm on the road right now, a couple of guys, I think I said this earlier, a bunch of guys will bring golf clubs, but I have a lot of guys that'll bring their fishing poles.
Yeah.
And they came back. So we had a day game, and then we had Monday off for Memorial Day.
Okay.
And they went out fishing, and they bought it back. And one of the guys went up to the Walmart and bought a grill, and he just aluminum foiled them up. I mean, it was good.
Nice.
They got a couple of smallmouths, and I don't know what the rule or the law was. I thought they were smallies, or maybe they were like, maybe slot northerns or something, and they cubed them up. But I tell you what, they were very, very good.
Yeah.
And I mean,
you kind of do like a braise with a bunch of butter. And
I think it was just butter. It was just butter, and I think a little bit, maybe I'm going to say maybe a garlic or a parsley or a green of some sort, an herb, and it was just phenomenal.
Nice.
And I'm like, man, you know what? And you guys keep fishing, and like, does they get?
I'll keep eating.
Yeah, because they get up early, and then they jump on these ponds, and I'm like, man, I can't do that.
You want to sleep in?
Yeah. But no. That's that. They'll do that, and then again, that's what we'll do. We'll roll through the summer, and they'll enjoy the water sports.
Yeah. I can't remember. Did I send you any of the articles that I just want to go back and look quick while we're kind of waiting here, because there were a couple different things. I either saved them or so there's like a couple of big things that are kind of coming up as we have not really talked much about like news stories lately. So
we also, as you looked that up, we have to find, maybe next week we'll have maybe some final numbers on turkey harvest.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell you this thing too. So I get home this morning and I'm outside and the girls are in the pool, or they're just getting, they're getting suntan and stuff like that. And my oldest daughter says, "Look at this, Dad." And she grabs her phone and she put in this new app.
Okay.
And you put this app in and it's birds.
Okay.
And it tells you all of the birds that are around you by just the sound.
That's cool.
So every line is black, but when that bird makes a noise, it lights up. So in multiples, and it lights up and it tells you exactly what birds are there.
So you might have 3 or 4 of them at once that are all lighting up, but
So of course, then my daughter says, "You know what, Dad? This would be really great. We could do this. We could all pick a bird, and when your bird makes a noise, you drink. It's a drinking game." I'm like, "Oh."
Of course. The girls think of that. And you're like, well, not a bad idea, actually. Yeah.
We're going to have a draft. I'll take the robin. You take the cardinal.
Yeah. Well, whoever gets the cardinal might be in trouble because there's so many over there by you. Okay. So there was a big story out of Florida about Florida Atlantic red snapper fishing. Florida's expanded Atlantic red snapper season was supposed to open under NOAA approved EFP, which I think is like a temporary whatever, giving anglers more access in both state and federal waters. But then on May 21st, a federal judge temporarily blocked that EFP after a lawsuit brought by the Southeastern Fisheries Association and several commercial fishing businesses and fishermen. Recreational groups like the ASA and the CCA have since stepped in to support the expanded season and state management program. So basically what it is that they were the Florida Atlantic state waters are currently open for red snapper, 2 fish per person and a 20-inch minimum.
Okay.
And then until further notice. So what they were trying to do is just revamp the season and expand it because they must have an abundance of those, but they have to. So here it says, we've seen people saying Florida waters now go as far as you can safely run, or that FWC won't enforce the 3-mile line. So basically, state waters are within 3 miles of shore.
Okay.
So that's still technically considered that. The safest right now is inside of three nautical miles is open for fishing under the FWC state water rule. Beyond 3 nautical miles, federal waters are still blocked under the NOAA's EFP pause. So it's interesting to see this because, so often, like, we hear all of the stuff about sandhill cranes and how there's all this bickering back and forth in legislatures.
I see where you're going.
And it's good to know other states are as messed up as we are.
That there's other issues.
And it's just, it's different bodies of water. It's different animals that are harvesting or that people are trying to harvest. But I think what it does is it highlights how widespread some of these policies that lawmakers enforce actually impact people.
Right.
It's like, this would be outrageous, but just a comparison. It's like, okay, well, you can't play baseball after 6:00 in Waukesha County. Okay, well, that impacts businesses then, but you don't really see it unless you dive into it and you see okay, this actually is impacting people's livelihood now.
Right.
We have to figure out something with that.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to the sandhill cranes in the state of Wisconsin, which are just eating everybody's yards.
And
it's a little bit different. It's not impacting people financially unless they're damaging homes, but in the grand scheme of things, these are just an overabundance that we're trying to add to the trophy room.
No, yes. No.
Yeah.
So you added just at the end of that the sandhill crane.
Yeah.
How are the sandhill cranes violent? Like a goose, if you're on a golf course and there's baby gooses, goslings.
Yeah.
There's baby gooses and they're mean. Swans are mean.
Yeah.
I think we've come to realize that if you mess with a baby crane, Mama Crane ain't really going to be too happy with
Mama
you.
don't play. So I walk out this morning and I was just kind of, as we're going through this dry period, I figured, okay, I should just water a little bit. I'm going to cut the grass tomorrow, so this will be perfect. So I walk out there, and we've been kind of keeping an eye for the baby cranes because we have a family that live next door. Okay, a crane family that lives next door. They fly south every year, and they come right back to where they left off last year. And about a week or so ago, I think it was actually the day that I killed my turkey. I was coming back from your place, and I saw a family of cranes with a baby early part of last week. So I'm like, okay, if they're going to have a baby, then we should start seeing it sometime soon.
Right.
And I go out there this morning. Sure enough, I see mom, dad, baby in the neighbor's yard. And then I realize the mom is blasting something with its beak. I'm like, what the hell is that? It was another bird. And I posted the video, so if you want to see it, it's on my Instagram at Wisco Bow Hunting. And it was very clearly no longer with us.
No.
But she was not done with it yet. No. And I guess, I don't know if she was trying to eat part of the bird. I guess that's where my mind went to first because, I guess they'll eat fish, right? If they're by bodies of water, they would eat fish. But I don't see them as a carnivore.
Right.
So I just thought they would eat, grub. Oh, I guess if they're eating grubs and stuff. But another bird seems more than I expected. I don't know how
it was just taking anger out. I think it was just taking anger out.
It was just going at
and if anybody else sees it, and that mom was going at it thinking, hey, if any of you other ones think you're going to mess with my little guy, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to get about a 10-inch beak right through your chest.
Well, that's just it, because I know we've talked about this, but cranes are so evasive in the sense that, you never see them hit by cars. You never see them in the road when traffic is coming through. Like, it's a very rare occurrence that you'll see them. Yeah, I mean, of course they cross roads, but you
don't see him dead on. You don't see him hit on the side of the road.
Right.
We don't see
like you see turkeys
DOT isn't
and deer.
DOT isn't coming putting orange marks on cranes.
Right. But with geese, I mean, you can walk up to them and they'll be wah, 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 wah. I mean, they will give you an earful and they'll be pretty aggressive.
Oh yeah.
This was the first time I had ever seen that, though.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, oh my God, what is happening over there? And then, of course, I had Sherry's like, oh, you got to take pictures. I want to see the baby. And I was like, well, I have a video because the mom was murdering something out there. And yeah, but it just, I guess that's the circle of life, right?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. So, and then I did see something, and maybe it's too early to talk about it still because it's still just kind of unraveling, but there has been a lot of talk about public lands, keeping them in public hands, public land access, as we've seen with the big lawsuits with corner crossing and a lot of that stuff. And we don't really, this is not going to be political. I'm not going to make it political. I'm just going to read what it is. Trump backs new hunting access to 92 million acres of land. So land that was previously not huntable.
Which was, why does it say why it was not huntable? I mean, we did have some conversations with Kaz. We understand even in Wisconsin here how the DNR had allocated funds for non-hunting land and they wanted prairie grass and wildlife.
Yeah. 95% of the 92 million acres is part of National Wildlife Refuge System lands.
Gotcha. So
protected areas that probably have monster bucks in it would become available for hunting. So Interior Secretary Doug Burgum said the proposal advances President Donald Trump's effort to reduce federal regulations and expand public access to federal lands. So if I remember correctly, well, here, let me just read this quote. For too long, access to hunting and fishing on federal lands has been limited by unnecessary restrictions and disconnected federal rules. Under President Donald J. Trump's leadership, we are opening more land, aligning with state expertise, and putting decision-making back where it belongs. This is about common sense access, supporting rural economies, and ensuring the next generation can experience the outdoors the same way so many of us did growing up.
The rural economy, the economy question or the point has got to be a big one. You had mentioned it earlier. How does it affect? That's a lot of land.
Right.
And that's a lot of people that you are, regardless of what you want to do. If you want to just walk around and take pictures, maybe great. But but now you're eliminating these. You can still walk. I mean, how is it affecting the economy there?
Yeah. So it's
got to be more majority out. Where's the majority of the land located?
I don't know if it
gotta be Mountain West.
But of course, all the comments are like, well, I can't wait to go hunt Yellowstone. I've seen some big elk out there. But it says the proposal includes expanded upland game, migratory bird, and big game hunting areas, along with increased sport fishing access at previously closed locations. So that tells me that it is like these large wildlife refuges that are like the Yellowstone, where there's some remote areas of that people could access that you'll then be granted access to. It also proposed more than 500 revisions and deletions to existing regulations to simplify federal rules and better align them with state wildlife management laws. So without like going down the political side of it, I think that as much as we gripe about the Wisconsin DNR, like our biggest gripe is they should charge more for non-residents.
Right.
I think
it's,
aside from that, are there really like any major gripes that we have? Like, I don't know that there's anything that's like major that we look at it and you hear about it every year, they totally screw this up, or like we don't have point restrictions or like antler side minimums or any of that
Right.
stuff here because we've done a really good job of managing our wildlife. But other states, you know, like Michigan has like their 4-point rule and like some of those different things. Like, how fortunate are we that we don't have to deal with that?
Right.
I say all of that to say they are making this easier so that it aligns with the people who live and hunt and work and breathe the air of those local areas are the ones making the decisions then. So they're kind of, that's the way it seems, is that they're restricting the red tape or stripping the red tape from some of that, as they said, with like 500 changes or deletions to make them better align with state wildlife regulations.
And as long as the state wildlife regulations regulatory board is making those decisions for its state, for its locale, for its area. We heard before, we have people over on the East Coast determining what happens on the West Coast.
Right.
We talked to the gentleman, the guy, we were talking about the wolf harvest hunting seasons is all in place for the state of Wisconsin right now.
Yeah.
The only thing they're waiting for is the federal release on that availability. So it's somebody over here determining how many animals, how many wolves can be in Wisconsin. So now with this situation, and I'm not going to say it's going to be an over abuse. I don't think so. I think it's going to be the people in that area governing their area. And that's the way I would look at it. And that's the way it should be done.
Right. Yeah. And I think that it's so hard because if you make sweeping changes on a national level, unless it's something that will not regionally impact things, it's hard to make big, broad regulations, because what happens in Wisconsin is going to be different from Illinois, and what happens in Wisconsin is going to be very different than what happens out west. So it's just a matter of working with those local, boards and appropriate, councils and all of that stuff. It'll be interesting to see because, for the first year of Trump's term, there was a lot of backlash about losing access because of like pipelines and different things that were going to be kind of like in the works. Well, this almost battles it, but I can already see how there will be like, we're ruining this protected area and whatever. I think honestly, at the end of the day, not everybody's going to be thrilled with every decision that's made.
No.
And how do you appease the masses?
Exactly. You let them govern. You don't want, I'm just going to use this example. I don't want people in Milwaukee district determining when you can ride an ATV or a UTV in Black River Falls. Right. Or what time, what is the noise? What is the speed limit and the noise reduction policy in Black River Falls when I'm sitting in Milwaukee and I'm making a ruling on something like that?
Yeah.
Let the people of and I'm just using Black River Falls as an example.
Right.
Holcomb, Eau Claire, wherever you are, whatever, Necedah, whatever place you are, you determine your own. And we're seeing that now as certain locations are allowing ATV travel on their city streets or their town streets, into gas stations, into taverns, into restaurants, stuff like that, to grocery stores. So I just like that. And I'm not sure if this is exactly where that is, but it sounds like the people to govern and to make the rules by themselves and by their own places rather than someone from afar.
Right. Which I think that goes for anything that happens, right? Yeah. Because as you start to have people from other areas or like federal oversight on what happens in the state of Wisconsin, sure, they can make broad generalizations about it, but I think it's better to have actual people with boots on the ground that know and hunt and live in these areas that can make those decisions.
I agree with you.
Okay, well, that was kind of a heavy-hitting episode. We just kind of ripped through a bunch of different things really quick. I know we're going to wrap it up here, but let me just give a quick shout-out to Charisma Customs. It's so funny. In the last 2 days, I've had 3 people say something to me about my truck.
Really?
Yeah, which is kind of nice. So I have this like stealth matte black colored truck that Charisma did for me. It looks different because like most people don't have matte colored vehicles. But those guys are just, I mean, they're rocking and rolling. There's a lot of cool cars that are in there right now. And now is the time when window tint is more important than ever because, you know, just driving through, but not only for visibility, but for UV protection for your interior. And just to make things look nicer for a longer period of time. It also keeps your vehicle cooler, you know, so it's nice just to have that little bit of extra protection. But stereos, electronics, window tints, ceramic coatings, paint protection films, whether that's a boat, a motorcycle, whatever toys you have, ATVs, UTVs, all of that stuff can be protected by those guys. Visit them at charismacustoms.com. Tell them that you heard about it from us, and I'm sure Chad will take care of you. And then, yeah, HHA, I feel so sad because next week is the next event. It's the big one at Matthews Archery. I won't be there.
I know.
So it is what it is, but I'll be in Nashville next week. So we may or may not have a show next week just because you'll be traveling. I'll be gone the back half of the week. So we may be on a hiatus week next week, but HHA USA, they are such a good set of guys. I mean, I've never gone to an event and haven't come away with like I think what I feel when I leave those is I feel like I was meant to be a part of something like this.
Nice,
because
nice.
it's so many great people that you can meet.
Yeah.
This is like our backdrop here is falling apart. But it's always a feel-good story that comes out of it, a connection you didn't have before that turns into, you know, a friendship.
Right.
As we found out with Golf Cart Guy, Dakota. And just, you know, generally very, very good people that love to shoot their bow, are involved with law enforcement, first responders, or veterans of some sort. It's so worth it. If you're interested in being a part of that, feel free to reach out to one of us, either on Instagram or you can shoot me an email, eric@back40mediallc.com. But here we are. It's another week down. It's good to have you back in the hood.
Yeah.
I'm sure it feels good for you too. And
for a few days, but now I was thinking about this. Two things came up. We go to Lincoln, Nebraska.
So you're home for 3 days.
Home for 3 days, go to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay.
But I'll be back in Friday morning. I think when I looked at the schedule for the event, I just saw that we were home.
Okay.
But if I roll in at 8 a.m. again, it's going to be a tough one for me.
Yeah.
But we will work on that. I'm going to see because I definitely want to get up there because I didn't do it last year.
Right.
And then the tinting of the windows. So in baseball, we have a thing where the bullpen, the guys out of the bullpen, they bring a bag. They have a candy bag. Okay. And I always buy like a Dora Explorer or Cinderella or
something like that.
Something, unicorns or something bright elementary school looking. And we put candy in it. And I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? So I put the candy, I put like the gummy worms in there, the dum-dums and you know, stuff like that, Skittles. And I had one guy, he put in like Snicker bars.
Oh my God.
I go, what are you doing? Yeah, well, we like chocolate. Chocolate's got sugar, powers our energy. I go, it also melts.
You do know that we're playing baseball in Wisconsin
and the
in
backpack,
July.
Yes, and the backpack is sitting out in the sun, and it's just a mess.
Baking.
Granted, we can't tint or put the air conditioning on these backpacks, but again, just something that made me think of it.
What do you have before you go out on the mound? Well, I thought I'd have some Snickers soup.
Yeah. What's on your fingers? Is that pine tar? You can't use pine tar. No, umpire. It's chocolate Snicker bar.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there for Paul Wagner. This is Eric Tasker. Good luck this weekend. Good luck on the next week. And then, we'll figure something out. Maybe we do just a quick one or something while you're on the road. And, Yeah, we'll figure it out. But we should have this launched in the next half hour or so. And keep in touch with us. I just want to reiterate, if you do have a first responder that would like to be a part of some of these HHA events, it might be too late to do the Matthews one for next week, but there's still 2 more events, one in Wisconsin Rapids at HHA, and then there's also one in Green Bay for the final event of the year. Feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to have you guys be a part of it. All right.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. And an update. We found a sucker. I've been on the road for 2 weeks. I found a sucker.
Okay.
A sucker to buy the red dot.
So,
for you people that have been reaching out and asking, the red dot has been, and it is for someone good. It's for him and his son, and his son's good, an old baseball player. So it's going to a good home. But I'm glad I'm only not home long enough to get rid of it. But the sooner I can get rid of that red dot, I will be happy.
The sooner the curse feels lifted, at least.
Yes.
Right?
Get it out, put it in someone else's, make that their problem.
It's going, the way you position that, it was like you were giving away a dog. It's a good item. It's a good thing. It's going to a good home. I'm like,
but get it out
of here. Yeah. All right. We'll wrap it up there. All right. See you next week.